the sun is shining, 'cause the light's not fair. I'm talking to my darkest shadows. This love is do or die, but they don't care. I don't know why I do this to myself. It's not right, but I can't love no one else.
Flag Rider. Kubo. What's happening? Colonel Straken! Whoa. Playing the Pokemon, right on, dudes. What's happening, guys? How are you? We're gonna play like an hour or so, maybe. We're gonna see how good this game is. Vampire the Masquerade. Coteries of New York. Coteries. I don't know how to say that word. It's like clans of New York, basically, right? Or Coteries is a clan. Coteries is a clan, I think, in Vampire Masquerade. You were mildly intrigued. Here's the thing about this game. Hi. It's going to be a fucking novel, man. It's going to be a novel of reading. It's basically like a choose your own adventure book. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we might end up really liking it. I figured since I just really, really dig the World of Darkness, since I really dig Vampire the Masquerade, I might as well give it a go. I got to give it a try. They were kind enough to send me an email with this key. Speaking of emails, I got the email today, guys. I got the email today about my things. And here's the good news. My stuff cleared customs. Thank God they didn't find the bundle of marijuana or what, I don't know what they're looking for. My stuff cleared customs. But here's the bad news. She also followed that up with, we're going to try to get your stuff to you before Christmas. I was like, God. So that means it's not coming before Christmas. It's been a long time since I've seen my things. Since my worldly possessions. So at least we know that they're still out there somewhere in the great blue yonder. They're still out there. I saw that. The Xbox X series, which I'm not. What was the other series? I thought there was a few X's in the other series. Now there's 3 X's. Also, we're gonna start playing Warframe tomorrow. And how's this for streamer perks? They gave me everything I need to build my Railjack in the new Warframe. They gave me everything I need. So I'm gonna have my own ship and everything. That's a perk. It's not on its way back to the States, thank God. Yeah, they're gonna be like, so we shipped everything. Yeah, your boy, dude. I'm gonna have my own Railjack. They said that they so like the I don't even know if I'm supposed to even read this to you guys. Oh, it's not even up. Anyway, they said check your in-game mail. And everything that you need to like put your Railjack together is going to be in your mail. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure like in real time to like build a Railjack in Warframe, it probably takes like like 8 to 9 years. It's probably like real time 8 to 9 years. Each piece you have to like craft a bolt. They like, you know, like one bolt will be like 12 days to craft a bolt. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Y'all can just come party with me. The non-skippable 12-hour pieces, yeah. You guys can come visit me on my Railjack. And then the nut, the lug nut. It was the lug nut. So I'm hoping that this game is going to be okay. If you don't do it, you miss the lore, yeah. Well, yeah, and you know what? I think that would really affect me if I was like a Warframe player. If I really was like, yeah, if I really was into Warframe and I played it all the time, I would want to do all that stuff myself. But it's a paid promo. They want me to show off the Railjack. Hopefully, you guys will join me as I'm playing Warframe. You know, your boy is going to be there. Your boy is going to join us. Hopefully, Chris as well. Agonize. Maybe a few other people. Hopefully, will join us when we're Railjacking off. It should be pretty cool. Dude, I can't wait to get my stuff. I'm actually going to have my stuff here pretty soon. Well, not pretty soon, but it's cleared customs. At least there's that. My biggest fear was that they were going to tell me that they needed to open some boxes. That means they're going to need to charge me more. Basically, for like every box they need to open and look through, they charge you for it. So it's like not only an inconvenience, but it's also like another bill. Thank God they didn't charge me anything more. So pretty soon I'm gonna have my actual chair, my real fucking chair, not this piece of trash. And I won't feel like a piece of dog shit sitting in this chair for 6 to 8 hours. So hopefully this Vampire Masquerade game is good. The reviews are mixed. So I was thinking about playing the Tex Murphy game Overseer, the Tex Murphy FMV like adventure game from 1998. I was thinking about playing that, but there's like whole YouTube videos on that game on how to get it to work on Windows 10. So I was like, no, thank you. I'm not going to just try to buy a game and then like go through all this stuff and then it eventually is not going to work for me, because that's usually what happens. This is Vampire the Masquerade. It's not Bloodlines 2. It is not Bloodlines 2. In fact, the email that she sent me, she was like, we're sending you over a key for the new Vampire the Masquerade. Coteries of New York. And I was like, oh shit! And like emailed her. I was like, oh man, that's so awesome. Thank you so much. You sent me the new Masquerade. And then she sent me an email right after, and it was like, this is not Bloodlines 2. I was like, welcome back. Sorry, I got excited. It's not Bloodlines 2. This is like just like a kind of like an offshoot of the lore. There's a bit of lore in this game, like kind of more about the world of darkness. Karis, thank you for the 60 months, dude. Basically, as long as you could be sub-tier, man, that is crazy. Thank you so very, very much. I was like, oh shit, man, that's awesome. Can't wait. What is the video game award thing still going on? Did they announce the game of the year? I saw that the when I left it, Disco Elysium had won 4 awards. Disco Elysium won 4 awards. Sekiro! Nice. Very good. Okay. Good. Nice. Nice, dude. I'm down. I love Sekiro. We definitely need to do like another playthrough of that game. I'd like to do another. Vin Diesel was the announcer. Was he really? Isn't he like a ripened pear now? Didn't he turn into like a ripened Bartlett pear? He seemed very drunk to you, did he? Mr. Drew, what's up? Pimping some Fast and the Furious game? Oh no. Was he really doing that? Okay. There was some pretty cool world premieres. That the Ghost of Tsushima, Sashimi. That wasn't a world premiere, but it was like a different trailer. That was kind of cool. Trailer's pretty cool. Churches was good. Good performance by Churches. The Green Day performance was weird, dude. Yeah, Hellblade 2 looked fucking crazy. Hellblade 2 looks super cool. The Green Day performance was like weird as shit. He's like, don't worry, yeah, come on up and dance. Come up to the stage and dance. It's like, these are a bunch of like super rich executives. Like, they don't dance. They light their cigars with $100 bills. Fraley's, oh, really nice. The Muppet skit was really funny too, yeah. The Muppet skit was really good. The whole show. I think that's one of the best parts of the video game awards, I think, right? Is that the whole show is just super awkward, man. And then and Reggie was up there. And he was getting progressively sweatier as he was talking. He just became a shiny Pokemon before our eyes. Sekiro! Yeah, Sekiro, man. The FNF game looks super bad quality too. FNF. Oh, Fast and Furious. Did it really? Well, that's weird, because their movies are such high quality. Hellblade 2 did look super cool, though. Hellblade 2 looked cool. It was like... Weird. Did I see Ella's tweet? No, I don't really spend a lot of time on Twitter. I hardly ever look at my timeline at all. From Software finally getting recognition. Yeah, Bloodborne got fucking screwed that year. Bloodborne should have been like... What's the deal with games that were getting released last year that are like winning the awards this year? Is it because they're getting updates or something? Is it they're just considered this year because they're getting updated? You never got around to play the first Hellblades. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was hoping for some Elden Ring stuff, too. I couldn't watch the whole thing, though, because I had to like, download these games. So we've got a couple of games on the dock tonight. I had to download a few games, and I can't, like, watch something on this internet as well as, download something. Because that's my life now. Because that's my life now, dudes. It's still very young, though. Probably get better as they figure things out. It lacks balance. Also, these people are like most of them are just like not performers, you know? They're nerds. They're sweaty nerds. The Muppets was great, yeah. Path of Exile, I think, should be right up there. Absolutely. I did like how Reggie introduced the indie spotlights there, the indie awards. That was pretty cool. He had a very sweet thing that he said. The Muppets that was really good. I did enjoy that. See, I didn't watch all the way to the end. Get Reggie to host the whole thing, yeah. He was getting so shiny. He was getting so shiny up there on stage. I really liked the performance by Grimes as well. Grimes is really good. Grimes, I saw her at Coachella like 8 years ago, a long time ago. I'm glad she's like getting up there now. Symphony was pretty good. Some say that she's still inside of that Xbox. Oh, she did. Yeah, the box that like she like climbed into. Yeah, that's where they got the idea for like the X series, the Grime series. Guys, see the fake clapping at the Game Awards. Fake clapping, was there really? Like, they were doing this, but they weren't making contact, or were they like CGI hands? What was it? The ending song thing was pretty dope. I didn't get to see the end. I did not get to see the end. I had to download some games. Oh, were they really Month Old Pickle? Nobody was clapping, but did you hear the clapping? Oh, that's great. Taking a page out of Big Bang Theory. They're doing some Big Bang Theory strats. Very cool. For the Fortnite award, did you notice that every time Fortnite was mentioned along with like a group of other games, like Fortnite always got like the least amount of applause? Are people just tired of it? Are people just tired of hearing about Fortnite? Maybe. They awkwardly showed Elon after the Grimes performance. Is that because Elon dated Grimes? I was like totally in love with Grimes like fucking 10 years ago. They didn't play the clapping during the Disco Elysium Awards. Yeah, people are loving that. Rubber Ducky, what's up? I just remember seeing Grimes on stage. The cool thing about Grimes, when she's performing on stage, when I saw her live at Coachella, she does all of her looping on stage live. Like nothing is played from a track. She does her looping like live. So she like makes some noises and then she'll like play it and reverse it and then she'll play it again and then make some more noises. While the whole entire time chain smoking cigarettes. I was surprised not to see a cigarette in her hands this time around. Do I think I'll do another run of Shenmue 3 for all the secrets? Probably not. Probably not, no. Too many games to play out there. Hillian Hero, what's up? Wow. I think if I was to like do a Shenmue 3 playthrough again, we would just have to do it extremely fast because I think that's the only way to get a different ending would be to go as fast as you can. Like all Shenmues. You'd have to do it as fast as you fucking can. Elon awkwardly deciding if he should stand or wave. It would have been funnier if he was like in a Cybertruck. Have I played the Outer Worlds? I have. We did a full playthrough of Outer Worlds. It took us about 32 hours or something when it first came out. Shut up, a bunch of mates. This Vampire Masquerade game is like a choose your own adventure novel. It's gonna be just like a novel, man. It's not gonna be like third person like adventure. It's not Bloodlines 2, I'll tell you that. It is most certainly not. I don't know how long we're gonna play this game. I heard it's like 5 or 6 hours long. It's like a one-shot deal. If you die in the story, then you have to start over completely. Or something like that. That's what I read. And then yeah, so it's also like mixed reviews. It's supposed to be like for super hardcore Vampire Masquerade fans if they really, really dig the lore. A lot of people are really not liking it, but I don't think you can choose. Well, you can choose. If I can choose a Malkavian, I will, because I'm a Malkavian through and through. That's my jam. But I think you get to choose between 3 characters or something.
Oh, welcome back.
My goodness! The shirt.
Love the new Sav shirt you made. Smilo and hooray for 13 months.
Oh my goodness. Alexander the Great. Love the new Sav shirt. I'm so glad that you like it. I saw that you got the long sleeve shirt. I got one of those too. The material's so nice, isn't it? It's so nice. Thank you so very much for 13 months. Oh. Thank you so very, very much. And thank you for tweeting that out too. If anybody's getting those shirts in, make sure you tweet that thing out. And I'd love to retweet that. Outer Worlds I think Outer Worlds is really good. Are you guys surprised that Outer Worlds wasn't on the Video Game Awards? There were so many like I was surprised not to see as many mobile games featured because mobile games seem to be fucking taking over, which I really don't love. I'm not a mobile game guy, but I can see that it's happening. Got hired today at a new job, so maybe a shirt somewhere down the line. Ooh, Rubber Ducky. Very nice. Outer Worlds got nominated for a few. Did they really? Okay, I must have missed that. Or something. Maybe I was going to the bathroom or something. I did not see Outer Worlds, or maybe it was towards the end or something, because I definitely missed. I missed like a third of it. I missed like the last third of the show. Congratulations on the new job, Rubber Ducky. Thank you, Arrow. Appreciate it. I do love this shirt. Yeah, Disco Elysium won all the awards that they were nominated for. Ugh. They were the nominee for overall game of the year. Okay, that's why I missed it. Yeah, Disco Elysium is fantastic. We're like 15 hours into it or something. We're not like super far into it. Sekiro won game of the year. It did indeed. I missed that part, but yeah, I was told that it won game of the year. That's awesome. Dixon, thank you, man. Thank you. I couldn't go to the gym this morning. I'm gonna have to go to the gym tonight. I think I'm gonna have to ride my bike in the goddamn dark. Ugh. Did I find all the emails yesterday, Nate? I did not. We are still we're in pretty dire straits on our challenge playthrough. We might have to restart the whole thing. We're in pretty dire straits because I don't know where the Timberwolf Mountains thing is, and we'll just wander around until we die. We're in a bad spot. We're in a very bad spot. Yeah, we might have to start that over. I'm thinking maybe that we'll just make a mad dash for, if we do start over, we'll just make a mad dash for the Timberwolf Mountains so that we can actually like have a chance to, like, when we come back, because you need so many supplies in that area. You need so many supplies in that area. You need to be so decked out and so ready for anything, because it's cold as shit over there. There's no houses to hide in, and you're constantly fucking tired. You're tired, and there's wolves everywhere. The worst part about it is that it's such a big map, and there's no landmarks anywhere on the map, so you don't know where you are. It's really tough. We just barely made it out of there, but without the email. Oh, I think my favorite award went to my boy Mads Mikkelsen for Performance of the Year. From Death Stranding. The best. He was just the best. Is that what Alaska's like? Maybe. I don't know. I didn't really go in places like that. I don't tend to get lost in the middle of the woods for weeks on end. I bet it would be similar, yeah. He deserved about 10,000%. What a great performance. I could just not go to the gym and eat a quart of ice cream. I would love to do that. Oh, yeah. Dead Man, he was good. Die Hard Man was also really good towards the end. Or should we say Cry Hard Man? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, Die Hard Man. That's who you meant, yeah. Cry Hard Man. Hated how they didn't call certain people up. They were just kind of glossed over. They got glossed over Mads, yeah. I think Mads probably wasn't even there. He was probably, I don't know, using his superpowers to like save a dying village somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Just like... He's awesome. He's super good. So we're going to give this game a try. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the video game awards. I had a good time watching it. I was actually watching it over at Wavy's channel. I was attending Wavy's rebroadcast of it, and it was fantastic. Hot Danish women. Velociraptor, yeah, wasn't really your thing. I think my favorite part of it was the actors' performances. I think. It was basically just like playing a movie, you know? And I think we all kind of expected that from Kojima. Hideo. All right. Let's go ahead and check this out. Let's check this game out. It's going to be just like a ball ton of reading. Just a whole ball load of it. He got glossed over by Vin Diesel. Vin! Goddamn Vin Diesel. Brudger. Wait a minute, these are the only 3 clans here. A rabble rebel against power and rage. against authority, rage against authority, rage against the machine. A seemingly insignificant man with significant ideas will join their ranks. Okay. I love the story of Death Stranding. I thought it was amazing. It seems like a poor idea. Ventru, the aristocratic blue bloods embody wealth, sovereignty, and control. A top-level corporate executive will join their ranks tonight. The divas seek thrills of art, romance, cruelty amidst stagnant undeath. He's got a big puffy jacket on. He looks a lot less of a douche than this guy. Lamar sounds good. What's going on? You watching the Shenmue VODs on the finale now. Won't have time to play the game myself for a long while. Greatest journey, right on, dude. I'm glad you're enjoying those VODs. What's all this? New York taught me how to believe in fate, right? The log. Dictionary? Okay. So maybe I beefed up the okay. Maybe I beefed up the text a little bit too much. Had you asked me about fate back when I was human, I would have told you it's just superstitious bullshit. We're all designers of our own destinies. Text size. Okay, that's better. That belief shattered when the richest woman in the United States, the actual richest one, not a face you could have seen in the papers, of course, sank her teeth deep into my neck. It happened in the very same place you're standing in right now, by the way. Fate, you decide. Please, there's absolutely no need to be hostile. Just listen for a little longer. You see, my mistake was I flew too close to the sun. It makes sense that my punishment was to never see its glow again. They're selling this for $20, dude. I was incandescent myself. I was hot shit. I had it all. Money, looks, confidence, connections, men, women, a career, and a spark in the eye. The one you need to be born with. And that's when someone far more powerful than me saw my radiance and thought that won't do. She robbed me of the light erupting from within me and gave me a subtle, enduring gleam in its place. She decided it would fit me much better. She was a 9th-generation kindred just like you, an apex predator. She probably enjoyed showing me a peak of human excellence, my real place in the food chain. It's such an eyesore when you look at some loudmouth braggart and see them for all they really are. The temptation to teach them a lesson can be unbearable, right? Well, my sire's lesson was a lesson about fate, a message saying, you're eternally doomed to being at the mercy of your sovereigns. It almost drove me to destroy myself. What saved me was the ability to reinterpret her teachings. Hers wasn't a message of doom, it was a message of hope. Fate exists, and one can shape it if given the right tools. My sire didn't believe my tools were fitting for the job. She considered them toys, and me just her amusing subject. Randy Orton. Well, she's deader than dead now. I'm still here, standing right where she stood when we first met. You might have wondered how I've learned about your arrival to JFK Airport. Ah, the JFK Airport, of course. The most spooky of all airports. My answer is, of course, destiny. As luck would have it, today happened to be a day some of my associates were inspecting the coffins. Driving you here straight from the plane and having you wake up in such an unfamiliar place was a little desperate, and I do apologize for it. But it's so rare for you to visit New York. 3 times in the last 15 years, was it? And you're never eager to inform me you're here. Oh, by the way, after we try this game out, we're going to be playing a game that's supposed to be like a Ghostbusters game. It's called Dead End Job, I guess. Gets released in like 7 hours or something. Comes out in like 6 or 7 hours. I understand you still have the meeting on 53rd Street later tonight, so I'll provide a comfortable transport. I value our relationship very much. Don't get that wrong. It's a twin-stick shooter. But it's precisely because I value it that I'm going to ask you to repay the favor you owe me. You're the only one I trust to do the job well, and without attracting attention. You might think I'm crazy asking you to breach the rules of our society like this. You might think you won't get away with it unpunished. You might think that JFK Airport isn't the spookiest airport. But it is. But this is New York, and I don't know about other cities. But in this one, fate really exists. Dead-end job, dude, yeah. And right now, it's smiling in your favor. This is how it begins. You stifle a yawn. It's been a slow evening. A little bit of red liquid left in your glass, and the crumbs on the plate remind you that, if nothing else, these art exhibitions at least come with some decent wine and legit catering. And yeah, it's fun to talk about your work on display, even if you end up discussing it with pretty much the same people at each such occasion. You've already met that one critic who keeps telling you, with self-assured authority, how you should pursue a different artistic avenue. Then there's the obligatory doe-eyed art student who'd so impressed with your technique. To be fair, you're not all that happy with your latest piece, but hey, it's not the worst thing you've seen tonight. That ignoble, dubious honor belongs to one of the other paintings on display. And yet, its author, currently being paraded around by his rich parents, has barely been able to grab a bite of the fancy canapes. So many sycophants to meet, so little time. Damn it! I was hoping that space bar would do the trick. I have to click it. This is how you remind me of what I really am. For a moment you think that maybe it's not worth it. Maybe you should take the critic's advice, cut your losses, sell out to some corporation and get it over with. And as if the universe wanted to validate that train of thought, that's the exact moment your sister Emma decided to pop up into your view. So let me get this straight. Cushy corporate jobs are selling out, but supporting a billionaire's vanity project is totally fine with you? I am. You absolutely despise her as an artist. While you're struggling to uphold some nebulous idea of what art is meant to be, she's perfecting her ways of mooching off the system, shamelessly preying on little-known street art and niche internet memes. She repackages them as Burgie-friendly collages. There's going to be some words in here. There's going to be a few words. So it's perhaps no wonder the NYT has recently dubbed her a mind-blowing explorer of digital art's extreme possibilities. But in spite of all that, you absolutely love her as a person. Even as you welcome her by smacking the back of her head, a gesture meant to convey nothing but deep affection. No, but seriously, supporting young artists, my ass. I don't know what kind of money you got for this place, but I doubt it was even a fraction of what it's going to be worth in tax benefits. The gallery owner actually said that if he had to choose his most valuable audience, it would be the IRS, and I'm pretty sure he was only half kidding. You mumble a non-answer, and then say into a different subject. Segue. Trying to preemptively quell her repeated offers to get you a steady job. Of course, she proves as insistent as ever. Smack that, all on the floor, smack that. I hear there's a pretty decent looking game coming out next year to meet our cyberpunk RPG needs. Is there really? You know, sometimes I just don't get you. On the other hand, on the one hand, you wouldn't be caught dead taking money from the inevitable winner of the culture wars. On the other, if someone gave you the chance to collaborate on some dumbass Oscar bait flick sponsored by Larry Ellison bailout fund, you'd do that shit for free. She rolls her eyes and asks, you know what the only difference is between the art scene and the cultural industry? The culture industry actually pays our bills. Your bills. As expected of someone who's given up on attempts to infuse her work with any sort of enduring quality and decided to just keep responding to the zeitgeist. She claims to happily accept the fact that after she dies, both she and her work will end up in a landfill. When you respond that you prefer chasing a 1 in a million chance to immortalize yourself, she claims it reeks of an overinflated ego. But you've been down this road too many times before and managed to accept she'll never understand what's truly important to you. Shadowrun was so good, Dragonfall especially. Oh, A-Greens, you know what I haven't played? I haven't played the brand, like the new DLC for BattleTech, right? It's like, My throat gets sore for this. If I did a full 6-hour stream of it, yeah, absolutely. It would fucking destroy me. We're just gonna check this game out though. Slowly but surely, you move on to more agreeable topics. Your plans to finally get hammered together, or the most recent crop of garbage Netflix shows your friends have trickled you into trying out. Ooh, the jab at Netflix. All right, I gotta go. I've got a date. She peeks at a bunch of middle-aged men in expensive suits who have stopped pretending to care about the exhibition and are exchanging the worst lecherous jokes they've got in their stale repertoire. For the DLC rebuttal, take it's fucking sweet. Dude, I heard the same thing. It's a little expensive for me. I would love to play it, though. Have fun with your friends, Class Trader. She gives you a hug and heads for a nearby elevator. There goes the pleasant part of the evening. Still, you decide to delay the inevitable and catch a quick smoke break. Truth be told, people aren't exactly lining up to chat about your work anyway. As you leave your post, you start tapping your pockets in search of a lighter. Instead, you find a $100 bill you're absolutely sure wasn't there before. Jesus Christ, Em, you're the worst and the best. You can feel your cheeks turn red, but you gratefully put the money in your wallet and move outside. When you reach the balcony, you look out at New York City and light the second last cigarette left in the pack. You're alone. It's not silent. The metropolitan hum is ever present, even this high up. But it's a good deal more intimate than what's behind your back. You lean over the railing and look down. The street lights beckon more than usual. In your mind's eye, you see yourself as your final artwork, beautifully splattered all over the pavement. Working title, Delusions of Grandeur. The author, a brilliant artistic soul crushed by unfeeling reality. Gone too soon. You chuckle and flick the cigarette into the air. Freshened up by the night's cool breeze, you squeeze back into the stuffy interior. You barely make it a few steps before lethargy sets back in. It's like you never left. Still, something in the room feels different. Your eyes are drawn to a handsome young man, neatly dressed and groomed, exuding the air of a true artiste. And the best part, he's intently looking at your painting. The gallery is almost like an art installation itself now. People standing in silent awe, the guy like a beacon drawing everyone's attention. The Marauder is just chef's kiss. Hushed conversations about the guests can be heard from every corner of the gallery. Your heart is pounding with excitement, and you approach, feeling like a kid trying to get close to a deer in the woods, but afraid you'll scare it away. The man turns to you and stops in your tracks, entranced. So this is one of your pieces. You manage to mumble an affirmation. Tell me about it, please. As you start discussing your inspiration, you unbutton your pants, take out your penis. Technique and process, the man's eyes lock onto the painting again. He keeps interjecting, making knowing remarks. This guy gets it. He really gets it. The suspense. What's up, man? It's the full game, yeah. This is not Bloodlines 2. This is not Bloodlines 2. The world around you disappears. You'll say anything, do anything to keep his attention on you, but you realize you don't need to. He's into your art. He's into you. I will play Bloodlines 2. I fucking love Bloodlines. I want to buy it. And I want your company. I need to talk to you. You will like what I have to say. Oh. Spoken matter-of-factly, served straight up. Like he knows that you won't refuse. That you can't refuse. An hour later, you find yourself at his apartment. Oh, goodness. One of many, you presume. With your self-esteem all but patched up and your head full of fine vintage, you tell your host a lot. In fact, it seems like you're telling him everything. Where you came from, how you ended up in New York City, how you had to take out a loan to appear at tonight's event, how you took the long look down the balcony, that you thought about taking the plunge, and this time you were only half joking. You feel miserable. You start crying. He holds you in his arms. You feel calmer. The tears stop flowing. It's been so long since you last had someone you could not just talk to, but communicate with, be seen by. Who knows? Maybe there is hope for you yet. And Pop. I need to save your voice, dude. We're just trying this game out. We're not gonna play through the whole thing. It's supposed to be like 5 or 6 hours. If I read like this for 5 or 6 hours, I'd be done for. That feeling of bliss is the last thing you remember before passing out. Next thing you know, you're lying on the couch in the same apartment, hungry and dehydrated. How long has it been? Hours? Days? More? You're feeling weak, confused, and abandoned. You look around in a panic. Is he still here? Thank God, yes. There he is, standing in the doorway. His voice breaks the silence and fills you with hope, until you realize what he's saying. I'm so sorry. I hope that maybe one night you will forgive me. Always remember that in our parting moment I wished you well. You try to speak, ask him to stay, but no voice leaves your parched throat. You taste something on your lips, wiping your mouth leaves a crimson stain on your hand. It's not the wine, what the fuck? The door of the apartment closes behind him alone again, and the pain hits. It's a headache, a lurching in your stomach, a burning in your arms and legs. It's all you can focus on. A panic takes you. You fall from the sofa and hit a wine glass. It flies off into a wall, shattering into bits. A mumble from the corner of the room indicates that you're not as alone as you thought. From where you're lying, you only see a feminine shape stirring awake. You crawl towards the woman inch by inch. The pain turns into an urge. You need to get close to her. You begin to see details, the long hair shrouding her face, the worn-out NYU hoodie thrown over her skimpy peach-colored dress. She opens her eyes, moves her locks to the side, exposes her neck. A rabid instinct takes you. In the blink of an eye, you find yourself buried in her hair, smelling her sweat, mixed with a hint of cheap perfume. You bite down and drink the blood from her vein. Tomo wants on man. Wait. What's happening? You break away. You look at the girl. She lets out a sigh, goes limp and unconscious again. You try to crawl back. Her dress rolled up to the side, and you glance at her naked thigh. You lose control again. Bite her leg. Drink deep from the artery. It's intoxicating. It's bliss like you've never known before. It's beautiful. You break away again, fall to your back. What the hell was that? Did you really drink her blood? She's not moving. Oh God, she's not moving. You check her pulse. She's cold to the touch. Nothing. No heartbeat. No signs of breathing. It's when it hits you. Your chest isn't moving either. Your heart is not beating. You're cold to the touch. You reach for your phone. It's not there. Where did you leave it? Or maybe he took it. Impossible to say. You stumble around the apartment but find nothing you can use to call for help. Beyond the canvas. You need to get out of here now. You look outside the window. You're high above the streets. There's no balcony, and the building's exterior is glass almost all the way down. You'd never survive the jump. But maybe that's precisely why you should leave the room this way. You've just killed somebody. Your life is essentially over. A sickening void is opening in your stomach, warning you that your reality is about to turn into unbearable hell. A voice in the back of your head tells you that the smartest course of action is to take a leap before it does. And the more you argue with it, the more reasonable it sounds. You're just about ready to pick up one of the chairs and try to break the window when you hear clicking of keys in the lock. You freeze in place. This is bad. Your thoughts start racing desperately, but instead a rational course of action. Only visions of false hope come to your mind. What if it's him? What if he's had a change of heart? What if he's sent someone for me? You almost feel your heart beat again with excitement as the door opens, almost, but not quite. A man enters, but not the one you expected. He's tall, broad-shouldered, handsome, with darkish skin. His suit is stylish and immaculate. You've never seen him in your life, but you immediately see past his sharp looks to see his sharper nature. He is a predator. It's Chris Hansen. And if you're not careful, you might become his prey. Good evening. I'm here to pick you up. A deep, emotionless voice. He turns his eyes to the lifeless body of the girl in the purple NYU hoodie and raises an eyebrow. I killed her. I think I killed her. Yes, that does seem to be the case. He approaches the bed to examine the corpse from up close. Well, this is unfortunate, but preferable to going insane from hunger. Quite a nice gesture, actually, if troublesome. He briefly looks at you with something like pity in his eyes, then changes his expression to a perfectly blank one. Listen, you may perceive your current situation as something out of the ordinary, but I've met hundreds of lost sheep like you, and you see, they tended to fall into two categories. First, there were the smart ones, those who carefully obeyed my every word and didn't pull off any stupid stunts. They always got where they needed to go safe and sound. Then, there were the dumb ones. The punks who thought they could take me on, the wise guys who tried to contact somebody secretly without permission, the troublemakers who tried to run off and make a scene. None of them got to their destination in one piece. In fact, a lot of them never reached their destination at all. The man talks in a bored, professional tone, giving off an impression that he really has delivered this speech countless times by now. So you see, despite being a smart person, I'm a Mets fan. I love baseball. Cool. And it inspired me to come up with 3-strike system to determine if someone is dumb. If you get on my nerves 1 or 2 times, well, I understand. Not all of us perform well in stressful circumstances. But if you do it 3 times, understand that there will be no excuse, no forgiveness, no mercy. You are out of here. Basically, right, stranger? Am I right? Mets. His presence changes ever so slightly. Say, I understand, sir, now. You feel an overwhelming, barely resistible urge to fulfill his demand. I understand. Excellent. All right. Have you got anyone you'd like to inform about your current situation and tell them you are all right? He flashes his fangs briefly as he talks. For some reason, the sight causes a chill to run down your spine. Something's wrong with him. Someone closest to you? Emma, my sister. She's probably having a night out in Brooklyn with her artiste friends. Can I call her now? You take out a phone while asking the question. He shakes his head and points at the hooded corpse next to him. If you want to implicate her, go ahead. I think we'd all be better off if you let me make sure that she only knows what she needs to know. Agreed. Give me your phone number. I'll have someone get in touch with her. You oblige and hand him the smartphone so he can copy the number from your list of contacts. Thank you. This will be useful in illustrating my next point. Instead of giving you back your phone, the man hides it in his pocket. From this night onward, you are subject to different laws than the ones you grew up with, and you'll be watched by many eyes to ensure these laws are respected. The Masquerade! You are forbidden from letting anyone know you're still alive. You're forbidden from showing your face anywhere they know you. If anyone comes to search for you, it's over, both for you and them. He interrupts his monotone recitation to stare deep into your eyes. So if you don't want someone to find your poor sister's body in the Hudson River next week, cooperate. Or taking the next flight out of the spookiest airport in the world, the JFK. The sight of his fangs again, and another physical fight or flight response. You've played right into his hands, putting him in danger. I can only hope that you care for her enough not to do anything selfish. Oh my god! LaGuardia. Ugh. Stare deep into my pow-pow. No! By now, you're absolutely sure he's just toying with you, provoking you just to feed on your reactions. He hasn't told you where you're going yet, but he's already made it abundantly clear that a lot of people struggled hard to avoid getting there. You'd be far more eager to cooperate if he never raised the subject, but he made it a point to make you fear the unknown. He's pushing you, but to what end? Does he want to intimidate you into complete submission? Is he hoping you'd give him an excuse to get rid of you? Or maybe he's testing you, forcing you to show what you're made of. Somehow, he makes all these options seem plausible at once. Alright, I think that's enough lectures for today. He takes a glance at his silver watch. It's a Patek Philippe. The kind of brand mere mortals never see outside the luxury lifestyle magazines. Just who are you dealing with here? It's past 3 a.m. now. The sun will come up in just a few hours, so we don't have much time. So you see, we are stereotypical vampires. Don't ever get near garlic. And if you see a cross, do one of these. We need to leave so that the corpse can be taken care of. He turned his back on you to unlock the door. Attack him from the back. Okay. You obediently follow him out of the room. Before he locks it again, you manage to take the final glimpse of the corpse. This is Vampire 101, baby. You feel a pang of conscience, but not because of your victim's horrible fate. It's because you don't feel guilty even though you know you should. Something important inside of you that was still there yesterday has definitely died tonight. You wonder if you'd even recognize yourself in the mirror. The stranger shows you to the elevator. You go to the ground floor. During an awkward ride, your dazed and confused mind desperately searches for a glimmer of hope and eventually comes across one. Maybe you'll find the man you met earlier this night. What did that man do to me? What was their motive? That's what I'd like to know. As of yet, he is unidentified. He's the 3 question mark man. They have left no trace, and it's obvious they're not planning to come back for you. If, and that is a big if, you ever see them again, it will be tomorrow and probably for the last time. You're gonna see them tomorrow. Escape into the streets! For the last time? It'll make your, yeah, garlic will make your breath pretty stinky. But it's worth, dude. Joopy, what's up? What do you mean for the last time? His face is inscrutable. I said what I said. All I can add for now is tomorrow is a big night for you. The elevator door opens to an empty hall. You walk outside past the night's guard post, which is empty. The cold night air reminds you of the balcony just a few hours ago. The man motions to the black Cadillac Escalade. Take a seat in the back, please. We ride spinners. You get inside. The man closes the car door behind you. You hear a click and it locks. The Cadillac is almost entirely dark. The side windows seem light-proof. Hey, buddy! Keep your eye on the road! I'm fine back here. On the roads. Mr. Whiskey, Richard. The man gets in the driver's seat, starts the engine, and drives away without comment. I feel horrible. As you should. Gives you a little side glance in the rearview mirror and bites his lip. Forgive me, I'm not in a talkative mood. This won't be a long drive. Patience. If I was a Malkavian, it would say something like, my choice would like, one of the choices would be eat the hot cigarette lighter. It's like, don't do that. Dead silence fills the car. You close your eyelids and sink back into your thoughts. A blurry after-image of the man who brought your painting is still there. It's strange. You never felt this way about anybody. It makes you happy even though you have the nagging thought that there's something fundamentally abusive about this attraction. But then the girl's hair, spilled over the purple hoodie, and her blood spilled over the cold floor, come into sharp focus. You wince. You want to cry. But it's as if there were no more tears left in you. I wanted to be Malkavian so bad. Are you urinating back there? I'm a tugboat captain. Malkavians. Just like... After what feels like an eternity, the car comes to a stop. You get out in an underground parking lot. It's an ugly concrete gray thing. Empty, but for the car you came in. It looks like there's a room beyond a metal door in the wall. I did catch the Game Awards. I didn't see the last part of it, but I saw most of it. I've never done Dark World's tabletop at all. No more tears. I love that album, dude. I used to listen to that album like every day when I was a kid. I guess you'll live to see another light. Follow me. He opens the metal door and lets you inside. My game one, Sekiro. Yeah, I heard about that. Any plans for the Shenmue 3 stream in the future? Robert, are you talking about another playthrough? Because we already beat it. We played through the whole thing. It's on my YouTube if you want to catch up on the VODs. Here's your lodgings for tonight. If you get hungry again, take a look in the fridge. Tomorrow I'll come pick you up. The cramped room has no windows, just a simple bed, a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling, a small humming fridge, and a rattling AC fan in the wall. I see. It is the coziness of a solitary prison cell. You notice claw marks on the inner side of the entrance door. Mercy! Mercy! Gotta have mercy, man. Let me go. Mercy? It's too late for that. Listen, normally I'd lose my nerve right about now. Things would get nasty. But I get it. You're scared. You don't understand what happened. Trust me, you will learn more tomorrow, but now I need you to rest, and you need to rest. He gestures inside the room. Finding no more willpower to resist, you step inside. The stranger nods, contently. Good night. He locks the door behind you. It looks very secure and sturdy. You open the fridge. There's a single plastic bag in there filled with red liquid, unlabeled. Tomato soup? Oh, it's probably gazpacho. You feel sick to your stomach. I best leave it for now. You lie down on the bed. It's a simple mattress on a metal frame. Kind of grimy and damp. Indeed, yeah. We put about 300 hours in Divinity 2. We played through it twice. 2 times. You feel vulnerable and lonely. Usually when that happens, you turn your attention to painting just to not think about the alternative. Your family upbringing left you with no skills but artistic talent. Creating art used to be something of an unpleasant duty. Somewhere along the line, though, it became the only weapon you had to fight with existential despair. Some of your best work was created in lieu of impotently crying in bed. Hell, you're pretty sure a few of those pieces had your tears mixed in with the paint, like the painting that led your whole night to this. You look back at your life and it starts looking like a downward spiral. You are so tired. Your entire body tenses up, and before you know it, you drift away into oblivion. You wake up. That in itself is a surprise. You barely remember when you drifted off. It didn't feel quite like sleep, more like plummeting into an endless void. You imagine that's how death feels like. The room is unchanged, the lamp is still on, the AC is still rattling, the refrigerator still humming. You take a look at your watch, it's almost 9 p.m. You've slept for 17 hours straight. Maybe you died. Your breath is gone and you feel no thumping in your chest. Does that qualify as dead if you're still conscious? You're not sure about that, but you're certain about one thing. You're hungry. It's not your stomach rumbling, though. It's a need that starts somewhere in your abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of the head. You open the fridge, the bag's still there. You take a closer look at it. If it is soup, then its color and texture are off. You pull the cork out, take a whiff. You recognize the smell immediately. Holy shit. There's no mistaking it. It's bagged blood. The smell is faint. You remember some situation in the past where you found it nauseating, but now it's almost, no, not almost. It is enticing. Drink the blood. It feels wrong, but right now, there's barely anything in your life that doesn't. To hell with it. You pour a bit of the liquid into your mouth. It tastes bland. Reminds you of cheap supermarket juice. Just enough flavor to register as what it claims to be on the box, but nothing like the real thing. Nothing like what you had the last time. You swallow it. Somehow you don't feel sick. In a weird, messed up way, you can't help but think it feels nourishing. You take a few more sips. This guy's obviously never seen like a vampire movie. If this happened to any of us, we'd be like, oh, okay, I know what's going on here. I've played enough video games. I've seen some movies. This guy's like, what the heck is going on here? This freaking blood, it's like nourishing me or something. I can't go out at daytime? What the heck? A little bit more. Eventually you find that you've emptied it entirely. All 450 milliliters of it. Even with its blandness, you still feel like having more. You realize your body longs for that intoxication high you felt when an image of that corpse crosses your mind, causing you to wince. What have I become? You try to piece your thoughts together, making sense of it all. When you hear the lock click and see the door open, standing there is a well-dressed stranger you met yesterday. Immaculate suit again, the predatory look, like a hawk on a hunt, but somehow more relaxed tonight. So like a tamed hawk, maybe. Like a hawk that you could like get a coffee with. They've never seen one before. They don't know. They don't watch TV. That's part of being an artist is telling everybody that they've never watched TV in their entire life. In fact, they can't shut up about it. Oh, TV? No, dude, I've never seen it. Good evening. Slept well? He notices the discarded empty bag. I see you had a bit of a snack. Yeah, you got any more? No, and don't expect sustenance to be this easy to find the next time. Come on, we've got places to be. The car is humming in the empty parking lot just outside the door of the cramped room you have spent the day in. The man motions to it politely, but with a stern look on his face. Rush the stranger. Dude! Railjack the car. I'm gonna get inside the car. After you. Take the back seat again. The door is locked. The stranger takes the wheel and starts the car. So I'm railjack the car. I am a big fan of hey, we're Mixed Marlton. We are playing Warframe tomorrow and the next day, so it's free. Pick it up. I'm a big fan of this universe. I've always been a big fan of it. That's why I wanted to give this game a shot. We're not gonna play through the whole thing. We're just gonna be checking it out. I did read some reviews on it, and pretty much everybody was saying the same thing. Some people had already played through it a couple of times, and they chose all of the opposite choices, and nothing changed on their playthroughs. So that's also another reason probably to like not actually play all the way through it, because the choices don't really mean anything. You're a longtime player, McSwalton. You should definitely play some Warframe with us tomorrow and the next day, dude. If you can. If you got some time. You drive in silence for a while. From time to time, you keep trying to catch glimpses of familiar streets or landmarks through the blackened windows, but it's of little use. The car is also soundproof, so all you can hear is a bit of traffic humming in the car's engine. The driver doesn't say anything, and it seems focused on the road. Check the door handle. Yeah, the door is locked all right. The piece of dark glass separating you and the front of the car looks sturdy, too. There's nothing left to do but wait. You didn't have time to think about it before, but you realize now that you're hungry? No, not exactly. It's not a rumbling stomach that grabs your attention. It's a need that starts somewhere in the abdomen and spreads to your chest, throat, and back of the head. You try to extract some information out of the man behind the wheel, but you realize you'd prefer to bask in the afterglow of your last meal. Paul Bonelli. What's up? Yeah, you know, like, you would think with a game like this, where all you really have is choices. There is nothing else. I think there'd be some serious impact being made. But I guess this is more of just an outlet for this universe to, like, kind of spread a bit more lore, I guess. I guess it's basically just a book. It's not even a choose your own adventure book. It's just a book, dude. You wouldn't have expected it, but you spend the rest of the trip lost in your thoughts. A lot of them concern blood. All done with Shenmue 3? A lot of questions today about Shenmue 3. Yeah, we finished it a couple of weeks ago. It's crazy. We're getting a lot of questions today about Shenmue 3 just kind of out of nowhere. Maybe lore and prep for Bloodlines 2? Maybe. You can't not choose your own adventure. It takes you another 20 or so minutes to get to your destination. As the door opens, you try to get your bearings. You're still in New York. That much is certain. Queens, maybe. How was it? Is it worth a rerun? I don't think it's worth a rerun, no. If I was going to rerun Shenmue, I would just be going for the other ending, which I could imagine that Shenmue 3 probably has a different ending, and it's probably the same thing as the first two, where if you do it as fast as you possibly can, you get the good ending. And I just don't really feel like running through as fast as I can, you know? Joopy, did I play the DLC for Mutant Year Zero? I don't know if we did or not. We may have just played the base game. That was a great game, though. You know exactly where you are. The nice-looking two-story building has a logo you immediately recognize. The Art Hole. The Gothic Asshole, an avant-garde gallery, used to hold that collection of bagged viscera. The bagged viscera and body parts by. You can't quite remember the guy's name. He's Brazilian, you think. Fabio something or other. After me. No sudden movements, please. You live in Queens? I spent a bit of time in Queens. It's kind of weird that this is the first thing they put out with the VTM property. Although I guess I shouldn't complain because Bloodlines 2 is happening. Yes, indeed. Bloodlines 2 is going to be amazing, dude. The art style is really, really cool. It is really cool. If you're a big book reader and you really, really do enjoy Masquerade, I think you would love this game. You've never been inside, not quite your style, but the place has quite the cult following. You keep racking your brain for more facts, hoping they'll help you with whatever you got into. Two large men in suits flank the door in the gallery on both sides, and they give your companion a nod as you approach, prompted by the stranger who guided you. You walk inside. The gallery is full, which is unusual at this hour, to say the least. About 24 faces fill the showroom, and a number of waiters navigate the gathering, serving drinks. All of them are beneath the guests' attention. The visitors are well dressed for the most part, but it's unclear what they have gathered here for. Nobody seems particularly interested in the art pieces on the walls, and the atmosphere is polite, unnaturally so. Many guests turn to look at you and the stranger who brought you here. Their glances are varied. You see open contempt on new faces and animated interest on others. Most of the eyes in the room calmly observe you, as if wishing to appraise your worth. Memories come back to you like a bad case of PTSD. How many times before had someone judged you impassively or decisively through your art? You'd share a piece of yourself with the world and respond by making you feel like garbage. Hey! It's kind of what streamers do. You suck! It always took a lot of effort to not lose your cool and tell all of them to shove their opinions up their collective asses. Now looking around, it feels like you've become another artwork as commodity to be judged by a bunch of obscenely wealthy, out-of-touch assholes. It makes you want to scream. Good evening, Quadir. And to you, child, youngling, the noble cold voice takes you out of your head and back to the situation at hand. The gallery, a crowd of strangers, you being brought here against your will, for what purpose? It's a visual novel. That's it, yeah. The room awaits your response. A good evening, Miss. You're addressing the Prince of New York City, Helen Penard, child of Makela. Thank you, my sheriff, but I'm capable of introducing myself. She is somewhat plain-looking and doesn't seem to possess a great deal of charm, but still the entire room is intensely focused on her voice. Intently. She has influence over these people, that much is clear. You may address me as Prince, child. I realize your introduction into unlife was abrupt, and I understand your sire left shortly after. The rule of our society dictate I punish you both for this transgression. A murmur of agreement, maybe, can be heard from the gathered audience, but I'm willing to listen to what our loyal sheriff has to say about the circumstances of your embrace first. Remain silent. You decide it's best to stay silent and listen to the whole situation unfold. It feels like you're out of your depth here. Shall we begin? You're about to be judged by the Court of New York City, Coterie. Please tell us how you found this fledgling and what happened on your way here. Court? Prince? Is this some kind of secret society make-believe? A trusted informant who has chosen to remain anonymous at this time tipped me off about a suspicious kindred appearing in one of our domains. Upon investigating, I found them gone, but this fledgling remained in their place. Interestingly, his sire made use of an older haven of one of the clan of Rose for the embrace. They were even thoughtful enough to leave a local woman for the fledgling to slake his thirst on. Despite some reservation, he offered little resistance last night and cooperated on our way to the safe house. There was no resistance. I was pleased to not have to force his compliance. We had a quick chat, but wishing to appear here post-haste, I urged him to join me, which he did without struggle. A pleasant departure from my usual routine, I must say. I'm pretty sure that his hands are sewn into his pockets. Are you even able to take your hands out of your pockets? No. His thirst partially slaked with the bagged blood we kept in the safe house. We had a pleasant enough drive there. The story ends with us arriving at Elysium tonight. All eyes are on you again. You take a special interest in one of the faces. It's a beautiful woman with curly, almost blood-red hair and a dress to match. You see her whispering to some bespectacled man with an absent-minded look on his face. Who is she, you wonder? Thank you, Quadir. I take note of this fledgling's behavior and will take it into consideration later. She turns her attention to you. First, there's a matter of your sire, the person who brought you where Codir picked you up from last night. Who were they? He was a beautiful man. He was beautiful, charismatic, charming, dark hair, a sort of artistic mess, had an accent I couldn't recognize. He took notice of my art, bought a piece, in fact. I want to meet him again. The last sentence came out almost involuntarily. You immediately feel ashamed, sounding like a sad puppy whimpering after their master. Yes, you do want to meet that man again. It's an urge deeper than you've ever felt, maybe even love. Yeah. Trying to get that glove off? So, tell me about what happened, last night. God. Well, Kadir, does that sound familiar? No, it does not, or at least not familiar enough. I will continue the search after we're done here. And what happens now? He bought my painting, you can track him. That guy, he bought my painting at the gallery. He didn't pay in cash, I think. Maybe you can track him that way. Oh, did your outlook on him change all of a sudden? He smirks, seemingly enjoying your misery. Kadir? Personal jabs aside, thank you for the observation. I will investigate this later. It's a Chinese finger trap glove. What shall I do with the fledgling, my prince? What is your recommendation, my sheriff? The traditions are clear. Thou shalt only sire another with the permission of thine elder. If thou createst another without thine elder's leave, both thou and thy progeny shall be slain. Thou, thee, thy, thine shall. I'm ready to fulfill my duty. That was very biblically of you, Kadir. Very biblically indeed. Stay your hand for just a moment longer, Kadir. I wish to consult my counsel on this. Make sure everyone is in agreement. Of course. He seems strangely relieved. The prince leaves the main showroom and about 6 people follow her out. You're about to ask this Kadir what all that talk of tradition and council was when the red-haired woman approaches the two of you. Sophie. Sheriff, I was wondering if I could have a word with the fledgling. What for? She lowers her voice in response. Come now, Kadir. We all know what the verdict is going to be. Let me speak to them. You might not have to stain your hands tonight after all. Her words grab his attention. His face is hard to read. It's like several emotions are struggling for domination. Anger, sadness, hope, gratitude, resolve. Yeah, the lady from the cover, she's eating an apple. It's like a blood-filled apple or something. There's like blood happening. I'll go get my sword. He steps out of the room the way you came, and you are left in the showroom with the woman in the red dress. Seymour in the red dress. She takes you aside, and the eyes of the remaining guests follow you. Well then, fledgling. You're in quite the pickle. What's that about, sword? Seems like you two have history. Sounds like you know exactly what to say to him. I could swear you two have a history. Aren't you a perceptive one? Perceptive one. If only I could direct your focus elsewhere. What I want to tell you demands your full attention. Last night you became a vampire. Wait, wait! Hold on! Are you sure? Are you freaking sure? What the heck is that? Oh yes. I am well aware of how ridiculous that sounds. It's the reason why we have these nicer words for it. Kindred, being embraced, having a sire, the fact remains. Oh my god. The plot freaking thickens, dude. The beings called vampires. You're looking at them. They're us. You glance around. Some of the guests are still occasionally looking at you, commenting on you in hushed tones. Many of them, patrons are pale, really pale. You spot Kiefer Sutherland in the corner. Kiefer? You're eating maggots, Michael. I'm just kidding. No, not wine. That's not the right thickness, and not the right color either. You're trying to come up with something sensible to say, but you're drawing a blank. It makes a morbid kind of sense. You drank blood last night, there's no denying it. And your breathing has not returned. Your heart remains still. Why don't you look again, Michael? You're eating maggots. Wait, what? I'm just kidding. Vampire joke. We got vampire jokes. Two voices in your head start battling for supremacy. One of them slowly begins to put everything that happened since yesterday together, coming to a conclusion that no matter how insane it might seem, nothing but what she's saying makes sense. The other voice just keeps saying, what the fuck, on repeat. I should have watched more horror movies. I should have watched just a tiny bit of TV, then I would know what all this is. You're surprised. This is often how it plays out by design. Kadir deliberately keeping you in the dark and all. If we do nothing, you'll be cut down, as sure as day follows night. But I'm here to offer you a chance, a way out, under one condition. There's like a one Malkavian at this party. He's like taking a dump on one of the lamps. Hey! Don't shit on the lamp! I love Malkavians. I wish I could play that guy. I wish I could play Malkavian. I will take you under my wing. If you're lucky, the prince will be in a good mood tonight, and your difference to Kadir will work in your favor. She might agree to this, but only if you swear fealty to me. Those are perfectly good lamps. The shitting lamps are in the reading room. I'm not making this offer lightly. As your patron, I will take responsibility for you. Your actions will reflect on me. If they reflect negatively, well, I will make sure you face the consequence. And if I refuse? What happens if I agree? Suppose I say yes, what happens then? You survive, hopefully, or not, depending on the prince's whim. I'm giving you a chance, not a guarantee. But if you take me as your patron, I will be your guide in this new reality, and you will assist me like a child with a sire. Step absent, hushed voices can be heard from the side room. It seems the prince and her council are returning to the showroom. Kadir appears from downstairs as well, starts walking towards you. With his hands firmly in his pockets, he falls right on his face. He trips over a lamp that was shit on, and he falls on his face because he can't take his hands out of his pocket. When you hear the verdict, ask to be spared. I will intervene. Remember my condition. She flashes a heart-melting smile towards Kadir, who does not smile back. The sheriff's immaculate suit is now complemented by a curved, oriental-looking metal scabbard fastened with a colorful sash around his waist. It would look vaguely ridiculous if it wasn't surprisingly intimidating first and foremost, if it wasn't super badass looking. Shit on the candles. Kadir takes his place next to you and observes as the prince takes center stage again. I don't think you can say oriental looking anymore. Get this fucking glove off! Son of a bitch glove. Loyal kindred of the New York City Camarilla gathered here tonight. I have made my decision regarding this fledgling. She briefly addresses you. I want you to know that this was not an easy decision to make for your part. You have not done anything to earn our ire. I do feel a genuine sorrow for what must be done. We are all keenly aware that these nights we need to close our ranks and trust the wisdom of our elders and their traditions more than ever before. There is no place for tolerating dissent when our very existence is under constant threat, although I acknowledge some of my council's divergent opinions on this. She takes a look specifically at one of the people who left the room before, a rather plainly dressed, shy-looking man, whose skin has a somewhat healthier tone. He bows his head in deference. I hold the final authority over this fledgling's fate, and I declare that while their embrace might be the sire's responsibility, in their absence it is their progeny that must be punished. The sentence is final death, to be resolved presently, Kadir. You hear a scraping sound and see that the sheriff has unsheathed his curved sword. Oh my god, it's a curved sword. He must be one of those warriors from Harrowfell. It is a beautifully detailed blade, which you expect must be worth a small fortune. Its apparent sharpness makes you freeze up. Those warriors from Harrowfell? They've got curved swords. You can't freaking curve a sword, man. They're too hard. That's an ass load of subs. Azurith, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much, dude, for the gifted subs. My man. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you for that support. Oh. Yeah, swords are like freaking hard, man. I can't. Harder to bend a sword than it is to take off that damn glove or take his hands out of his pockets. Thank you so much, Adris. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Kadir, he loves baseball. He loves it. His quiet mumble is audible to nobody but you. As his eyes meet yours, you note just a hint of sadness in his countenance, one that quickly vanishes to give way to grim determination. And he's out to bat. You will not get another chance to speak up. Remain silent. You meet the red-haired woman's gaze. She's looking at you expectantly. You sink into despair. You are dead. She confirmed as much, and now you're expected to become a slave. Your life is over. That's all there is to it. Whatever this nightmare is, it's time for it to end. I think they should probably lay down some plastic or something. This is a New York City apartment. This shit is expensive. Maybe it's all just a bad dream, waiting for you to wake up. The blade slashes through your neck in a single cut. There is no stirring from this uneasy sleep, just an endless void of nothingness. An endless void of nothingness. An endless void of nothingness. It's a game over. I was just trying to show a little bit of respect, you know? I was trying to show a little bit of respect. I didn't want to say anything. You think shouting mercy? Choices do matter. Yeah. So you can make wrong choice. I figured I would die there. You can make a wrong decision and die. And then you have to start the entire game over. I'm pretty sure you have to start the whole game over, yeah. It was a great playthrough though. I think I'm probably in the top 10. I think I just got glod for sure. Top 10. Thank you for playing. Yeah, thanks. Unless I'm a zombie right now. Yeah, we gotta start a new game. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch it over to a game called wait, what's this game called? Hold on, let me see what it's called. Let's play some music. Switch it over. Accept my